guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. I want to revisit an old video idea that I posted a couple years ago, and that is one car that I want from every single brand. Obviously, the answer is going to change. I remember for Alfa Romeo, I think the Alfa that I wanted the most at the time was the Giulia GTA, but this car has been around for 2 years now, and I've unpacked it twice, so I can't say that again. I'm going to be choosing a car that I do not own, and therefore, if there is a brand where I've collected every single car from it, means, well, I don't need to choose a car from that brand. Anyway, before we begin, Giselle, I asked you before I started recording to choose a number between 1 and 3. What's your answer? 1! Okay, so Giselle's answer is 1, which means that there's only one brand where I can completely skip. You know how, like, there are brands like Volkswagen and Morgan and all that kind of stuff, and Peugeot, where they're cars I don't really want? Well, I can only skip one brand this time. If not, I have to pick one car that I want from every single brand, as long as I am missing some cars from that collection. So, we're gonna start with AC. What is an AC that I would want? Now, this is quite tough, because all the ones I don't have, or the quote-unquote best ones, are also crap at the same time. This is 80, this is 80, this is 80, this is 65, and that is 65. I mean, that is just a short end of the stick for both rarities. If it had to boil down to something, I would say that I would probably go for the MK6 GTS, and the reason for that is because it has the coolest photo. Moving on to Acura. What is an Acura that I want? A tough one too, because the selection isn't the greatest. I've unpacked everything here before. I've fused it away. I've actually had the chance to actually say that I have every single Acura in the game, but I've fused away things like the RDX and the TL and the MDX as well. I feel like if I had to choose, I would probably keep the MDX. I just wished that this was an ultra rare. If this was an ultra rare, this would be a car that I would like to keep and potentially even hoard, because my mom actually owned one of these cars back in the day. But as a 65, I mean, I don't want it. Alfa, an Alfa that I want, definitely the Coloni. I really wanted it. I'm still really annoyed that I could not win the Coloni. I tried. I spent, I want to say, at least 13 to 15,000 gold. Did not get this. I needed one car. I couldn't get it. But the Coloni, I don't know. It's a tough one, actually. I either want the Coloni the most or the TZ3 Corsa. This is a beautiful, beautiful car with a beautiful photo. I think that I'm going to stick with the Coloni. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Coloni. That's the car that I want the most from Alfa. Moving on, AMC. I mean, I'm only missing one car, and I do actually want it. It's the AMC Rebel Machine. It's really rare for Hut to actually release a rare prize car. And I think they're actually doing that with the Summer Games. I think it's the Mazda, the baby 787B that they released for that. But yeah, hopefully one day we'll actually see the inclusion of the AMC Rebel. American Frontier is about 4 years old, or is going to be 4 years old soon, and that car hasn't been released yet. Apollo. What's an Apollo that I would really want? I'm just gonna go with the Aero, the brand new one from EGT. I'm not really interested in the Apollo Enrages, the Enrage or the N. I just don't like that design. I really love the Intenza Emozione. Happy to get that one, but also at the same time, I think I'll just go with the Aero. Aero's cool, sure. Arash is next. Yeah, Farbau. For sure. Farbau GTS. That's the one I want the most. I'm not really interested in those legendaries. Ariel, also, feel free to play along if you want to. One card that you want from every single brand. If you have the patience, you can also type it all down in the comments below. Oh, that would be a long list, wouldn't it? Atom 4. It has to be the Atom 4. Again, everything here is filler. 83, 85, 80, especially the 80, I would say. Yeah, I would say that this is definitely the one I'm looking for. Atom 4. Aston Martin. I mean, this one's very easy. Y'all can say it with me. It's DBS Superleggera, one of the legendaries that I've wanted the most since it was like rated like RQ85 or something like that. Amazing car, right? Amazing MRA, beautiful, gorgeous, one of the nicest cars ever made, in my opinion. But unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever get that. But for the only two Astons that I've never unpacked are both Superleggeras. I don't even want the Volante, to be honest. I just want the regular hardtop Superleggera. Never unpacked it. I've unpacked multiple legend Astons before. I unpacked this when it used to be a legend. I unpacked this when it was a legend. I unpacked this, I think, when it was a legend. It used to have like a yellow profile picture. But yeah, I just can't seem to get those two. I'm not even surprised. Oh, what is the Audi that I want the most? Don't know. I mean, I do have a wish-listed Audi, right? The R8 rear-wheel drive Spider. It's a good-looking car. Great-looking photo. But if it really came down to it, I think the Audi that I would want the most is the RS4. And the main reason for that is because it's the best handling non-prize estate that you can get. It's not saying much. It's not a great legend, but I like the car. I feel like that might be the answer. Oh no, actually, you know what? Let's not be dumb about things. I think I know what's the Audi that I want the most. It is indeed the Quattro. Yeah, the Sport Quattro from 1984. Yeah, I want that. That photo is perfect. Yeah, that's my Audi pick right there. Okay, Austin. I have every single Austin, so we don't need to talk about that. Again, only one car I can choose from. I will go for this. Sure, that is a good-looking car. BAC. I have the only one. Bentley. I mean, I think I'm going to be pretty boring with my guesses over here, but the Continental GT3, I wouldn't mind that. For the longest time, I also wanted the Flying Spur. I felt like it was a little bit quirky. I'm a saloon collector. I unpacked it, like, I would say semi-recently. So, kind of happy to get it, but also at the same time, I don't think I'll be using it that much. But yeah, I'll take the Continental GT3. It's the best one there, sure. Bizzarini, I have every single one, don't need to talk about that. BMW, ooh, I mean, it's gotta be the MAGT8. Either the MAGT8 or the M3 Competition. One of those two. I love myself a G80. I wish the G80 estate was in the game. That isn't in the game though, unfortunately. So one of those two. I would say either the MAGT or the M3 Competition. If I had to narrow it down to one, I'm gonna go M3 Competition. Seriously, because I want to max that if I get it. Okay, Brabham is next. Again, only two cars I'm really missing. I guess we'll go with the one that you can unpack. Sure, BT62R. Not like it'll bring a lot of value to me. Bristol, I want the Fighter. I mean, I'm kind of sad that I didn't get it the first time. Look at those BMW rims on that car. But yeah, I like it. I do like it. Bufori is next. I'm only missing two of them. There's this prize car version, and there's the Madison. I guess I'll go with the Madison because it's red, and my favorite color is red. Sure, there you go. Bugatti I want the most. Kind of bummed that I missed out on this one. I also wanted this one, the Devo, right? And it was like a Jenga, a domino effect, right? Like if I won the Coloni would have won me something else. I think like the Borrego or something like that. And then if I had the Borrego, I would have gotten like a really good chance of getting the Devo, something like that. It was a chain of events, and I missed out one car. I ended up missing out a couple. Bugatti Devo. Yeah, I really want that. Beautiful photo. One of the nicest looking Bugattis, in my opinion. A huge difference from this butthole looking thing. Moving on from Bugatti. Buick. Electra. Sure. Got a massive nerf. I mean, buff. It has like 88 MRA now. I'll go with that. Sure, let's go. Next one, Cadillac. Ooh. There are a lot of good ones here, honestly. I am a fan of Cadillac. I think I would go for the Blackwing, the CT5V Blackwing. Again, you know, saloon collector. It's just classified should be a saloon, right? Even though it has that fast back. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's beautiful. I would go for the Blackwing for sure. Close shout to the ATS VR, but I will definitely go for the Blackwing. That's a good looking machine. Caterham is next. I'm only missing one Caterham. It's the one from the campaign, so sure. We'll go with Caterham 21. I have to pick something, right? Because there's only one brand that I can, you know, omit. Chevrolet is next, and I think that I will be going for the C7R. Yeah, I want the C7R, or the Camaro GT4R too, because that is sick, isn't it? Yeah, 3.694. That's a 104 handling epic. Is there anything else here that I'm missing out though? I mean, like this looks pretty cool, right? The Laguna LT5 looks pretty cool, looks pretty sick. Colorado ZR2 race truck looks pretty sick. Honestly, there are a lot of Chevrolets that I would say that deserves to be on my list of wants. I also want the IMSA. I wouldn't mind the Daytona prototype, the C6R as well. I think I'm gonna buckle down though, and I'm gonna go for C7. Yeah, I do have a special affinity for the C7. C7R, that's the Chevy that I want the most. Chrysler 300C Final Edition. Sure. I don't think I ever unpacked that. I had the 300 SRT8 for a very long time. Fused it away because I just thought I was never going to use it. But yeah, maybe the Final Edition. Sure, I'll go for that. I've unpacked this out like 4 times, and I've fused it every single time. Citroen. I think, honestly, I would go for the C3 WRC. Not owning this has been a pain in my butt for the longest time. Since it's been added in European New Wave, this car has been so freaking useful. If you unpack this really early on in the update, I mean, I'm sure you can attest for it. Like, that thing has won you so many prize cars and events. So I'll go for that. Di Tommaso is up next, and I'll go for the Pantera Grip 4. kind of bummed that I missed out on that on the token system, the Veteran Challenge. It was a car that I could have gotten, but I decided not to. DMC, I mean, yeah, DeLorean, right? It's got to be. And then after that, Dodge. I mean, this one's also pretty easy. It's the one epic that I can't seem to get to the point where people already forget that I don't even own this, because it's not been useful. It's not even a useful epic anymore. You know, it used to be one of the best all-around epics. Like, this is what the Saline, I think S1 is now. But yeah, the Viper SRT10, dude, this thing is sick. But then again, people kind of forget it exists, and even if I unpacked it, I wouldn't be using it that much anymore. But yeah, I would say this is like the last epic that I just don't have. I mean, this one's just brand new. I don't really count that. I would say the Viper SRT10 is the one that I definitely want the most. Donkavort is next. Again, not a lot to choose from. I'm blessed to say that I got some of the best Donkavorts already. If I had to pick, I guess it would be the D8 GT. I've unpacked that a few times. Fused it away a few times too. Draco, only one choice. Dragon, okay. DS, 3 choices. I guess I'll go with the 99 handling one, the DS Serval. It would be way better if they zoomed out on the photo on that one though. Eagle, I have every single Eagle. We don't even talk about Eagle. Fiat, again, not a lot to choose from. Man, it looks cool. Yeah, don't want to spend too much time on a brand like that. Ford, Cobra Jet. Yeah, Cobra Jet. I was thinking about the Group B rally car. You know, I think this had like 89 handling, and then they got a nerf. Even though nobody even owns it yet. Yeah, I think it has to go to the Cobra Jet. Yeah, Cobra Jet for sure. Geo. I mean, there are only 3 cars. What's the best looking one here? The Prism. Yeah, I'll go for the Prism. The Block. Ginetta is up next. If I had to choose a Ginetta, maybe the G55 GT3. There we go. Okay, well, we got every single one of that, which I still can't believe it's Australian. GMC, I would say the Hummer EV pickup 3 times. It's just solely because of the photo. Literally just because of the photo. I'm trying to see if there are any classic GMCs here that I might want. I don't think so. I got the Yukon Denali's already, so yeah, I'll go for the EV, sure. Hennessy's up next. I got every single one. I'm really happy to say I got every single one of that. Holden, the green, yeah, the HSV GTS green, that thing's actually pretty decent. Though I will be honest, the Ute has been more useful for me. But the other green boy is good too. Honda, I got most Hondas that are good. A lot of the Hondas that I'm missing out on are cars that I've unpacked a million times and have fused away the same amount of times as I've unpacked them as well. I'm gonna be getting this one twice, and I don't even use the first one. I guess if I had to pick a Honda, I would go for, like, I don't know, the CRV, okay, or something. I'm not randomly picking it. It's because my cousin's dad, my uncle used to own this car in black. I thought it was pretty cool as a kid. That's it, though. That's it. Very loose connections. After Honda, Hudson, I got every Hudson, I got every Hummer. Hyundai is next, and yeah, I mean, it's another prize car that I've missed out on, and that'll be the i20 WRC. That would be great if I had it fully upgraded, to be honest. 100 handling, it is the best. Waiting for that, 101 handling 4-wheel drive off-roader. Finally, man, something that could beat it, right? Infiniti is up next, and again, there's not really an Infiniti that I really want. Not this piece of crap. I still don't mind fusing that away. Rouge, cause it's red. Jag is next. I mean, yeah, I really want the XJR9. I think a lot of people might think, if they're an OG to the channel, they might think that that's the Jag that I want the most. I want it not because I like the car. I want it because I want to, I guess, redeem myself. I'm really pissed that I got 11th in that final after upgrading a stupid Lamborghini. And the thing was, I kind of held back. If I maxed out the Lamborghini, I probably would have won the prize car. But, like, even putting one upgrade in the Lamborghini at the time was a Murcielago Roadster or something like that. Like, it just felt so wrong. I just didn't want to do it. So I kind of half-assed it, right? Like, I didn't go all in. And that's probably why I didn't get that. But honestly, the Jag that I want the most, probably the XJS TWR. Never got this since the beginning of Great Exhibitions. That's over 4 years. I've never unpacked that. Koenigsegg, I mean, without a doubt, it's the Regera. I mean, this thing has been useful in so many events. It's been included in so many tags. It's won people prize cars, and I've just never unpacked it. It's really annoying, actually. It's to the point where I'm actually genuinely annoyed that I don't own that car. And then I know some people out there with 3 and 4 and 5 is stupid. KTM. Expo GTXR. Sure, it's available to get from packs. I'll go for it. Lamborghini. Ooh, I would say the Veneno. Again, because of the photo, I would say the Veneno. I don't think there's really anything else that I want from this. Like in terms of lower end stuff, like the Huracan. Okay, maybe. If this went epic, maybe. But like, yeah, maybe the Huracan, the LP550-2. That's a pretty close contender, but I don't think anything's gonna overtake the Veneno Roadster in my end. That's a car that I definitely want to get. All right, Lancia is up next, and it's definitely the Delta S4 Rally. Moving on, Land Rover. It's going to be the Rover Sport SVR. Again, had a chance of getting that, but obviously it's one of those where, like, you know, it's not going to be useful if you have it, right? It's just a car that's kind of cool. Lincoln. Ooh, what's a Lincoln that I would want? I've unpacked every single Lincoln besides the Black Label and the Continental. I've unpacked the Aviator before. I fused it away. So those are the two Lincolns I've never unpacked before. And I think I'll go for the Continental. Pretty cool looking car. Don't think it'll be very useful. Lotus. I mean, this has been on the top of my Lotus wish list for the longest time. Lotus 311 430. Want that car, dude. I really, really, really want it. Not that useful as it used to be at the start of Grid Exhibition, but it's a great looking car, a great looking photo, and I still think it's super light and it has some great stats. So that's on the top of my list. Maserati is up next, and I'm going to go for the MC12 Stradale. Again, had a couple chances of getting it, but I think it was up there against versus a Carrera GT, which I also didn't own at the time, and obviously I'm going to go for the Carrera GT. I just love Porsche more. Mazda's up next, and this is honestly a little bit like of a hipster choice, but it would be the RX-7 Evo Group B. I feel like this would just be really useful for off-road Japanese events, or just off-road events in general. It'd be a great car for clubs if I can fully upgrade it as well. It's got decent MRI and is medium ground clearance, so that is the car that I would choose. Again, I've had many opportunities to go for the 787B. In fact, I've had 3. But I've denied it all 3 times. So, yeah, McLaren's up next, and I think the McLaren that I want the most, especially with all the new hype surrounding it with its MRI, which a lot of people are claiming it's false, but as long as the MRI of the Speedtail is 130, it will be the McLaren that I want the most. Full stop. One choice. So I'll go for the Sterling prototype. Yeah, the Sperling. I don't know. Mercedes-Benz. This one's interesting. I feel like the SLS AMG Black Series is the one that I gotta go for, but also at the same time, there is one Mercedes-Benz that I'm really waiting for, and that is the SLR. I'm waiting. When is the SLR coming out? This car is freaking legendary for crying out loud. It's not been given out yet. I really want it. It is phenomenal. In terms of its looks, not really stats, but in terms of its looks, it's great. So yeah, it's either going to be that or the SLS AMG Black. Those two are just fantastic cars. I think I'm skewing a little bit towards that SLR though. That S63 as well, kind of want that. Mercury, I mean, there's only one Mercury that I'm missing out on. I might as well just finish it off. It's the Comet. It's an RQ10. MG's up next. Again, only one MG I'm missing out. It's the Midget, both of which are commons. Mini. Don't really want any minis at all, but when in hell is this ever gonna come out, right? The pace setter. I'll go for that, man. I'll go for that one, sure. Mitsubishi's up next. If I had to choose one, again, it's one of those where I just really, really want to unpack the Lancer WRC04. Actually, you know what? No, I changed my mind. There's something I want more. The epic prize car in the snow. Yeah! Evolution 2, just for that photo alone, I want that. When are they giving out these Evos, huh? Because these are gonna be freaking insane, dude. So I would love those. Morgan is up next. Gotta choose one. I mean, a pretty easy choice. +8 GTR. That's actually good. Nissan. GTR Nismo. I would go for the GTR Nismo. Ooh, but the R34 is Z-Tune though. Reminds me of what is it? Top Secret. But I think Z-Tune and Top Secret is different. Ooh, that's a tough one. I want to go for the Z-Tune R34. Sure. Not gonna be as useful as the Nismo, but that R34 and that photo coming out of the shadows. That's sick, dude. That's sick. Oldsmobile is next, and again, I'm only missing about 5 cars. I think this is it's not even a prize. I just don't own it. That's really, really sad. I mean, if I really had to pick one, this is a tough one. Because they're all really boring. I'd go for maybe the Delmont 88. Cool. After Oldsmobile, Pagani. Oh, this is easy. If you're an OG on the channel, you would know the answer as well as a Cinque Roadster, right? I've been wanting this car since like the beginning of Top Drives. This was the Pagani that I've always wanted the most. The Cinque Roadster. This in like that blue carbon is so nice. Yeah, this one definitely Cinque Roadster. There is the Barchetta, which I think they do have in that blue carbon, that one of one, right? I think Horatio Pagani owns this, I believe. But anyway, the Cinque Roadster is still the one that I want the most, without a doubt. Peugeot is up next. I think I said it right this time. 9X8. Reason? Because it was a Lego. Don't want to spend too much time on that, honestly. Plymouth, I've every single Plymouth. We don't need to talk about that. Pontiac, same situation. Got every single Pontiac. Porsche, it's a tough one. I mean, this is like the best car in the game. I would probably break the bank to get this one, the 919 Hybrid Evo. That being said, though, is it the one that I want the most? Is it the car that I love the most? And the answer really is no. It's a car that I need the most. Is it the car that I want the most? Like the 991 GT3? Oh, I want, that's a classic, right? That's a classic. But also at the same time, there's the but. And on top of that, there are also like a couple of 997s and 996s that I don't own yet. Like I don't own this GT3 3.8 yet. I don't own the 911 GT3 3.6, the 996 version yet. And these are Porsches that are really like, you know, they pull on the heartstrings. Those are the ones that I probably want even more. And then the 919, I need the 919. Don't get me wrong, I need it. But it's a tough one. If I could have every single Porsche, I would take it. But if I had to pick one, it's tough. Woo! This is a genuine tough one. GT3 RS. Or do I want the 992 GT3? Because it has a cooler photo. But then again, it's a cooler photo in Top Drives, but this is the cooler car in my opinion. I go for the 991 GT3 RS. Yes, that's my vote. Okay, next up, Radical. Again, only a couple cars are missing over here. If I had to pick one, I would say the SR8 RSX. Why? It's red. Ram, missing out a couple over here. I would go for the prize though, the gold shot as they call it. That's pretty cool. Renault, I will be going for the Espace F1. I think a lot of people will be going for this. A close second will be the Super Production. I think that's really sick. But yeah, the Espace. It's a cult favorite. What can I say? Even for me, I don't really like French cars, but that thing's pretty cool. I'll be honest with that. Rezvani, B6. Ruth. I mean, the RTR is sick, but I think I'll be going for the CTR2. Yeah, I'll go for either the CTR2 or the Turbo R. Yeah, one of those. I'll go CTR2, sure. Saline. Yeah, S1. All day, baby. S1. That's an epic that you need. That is what the Viper is nowadays. Only missing one Saturn. Of course, it's the common. It's the relay, so I gotta go with that. SCJ, finally got every single one. Skoda, that's going to be pretty tough. What's a Skoda that I want? Well, the answer is there isn't really a Skoda that I want. But if it had to boil down to one, I would probably say Octavia. Because it's a no, it's not even a saloon. I don't know, man. I mean, this is a saloon, isn't it? The Bonneville. I mean, it even has Bonneville in the name. But I don't really want it. I think the Octavia, sure, just a little cooler. Smart, I really want to skip on Smart, but also at the same time, I want to skip on Volkswagen. I only have one skip to use, though. But look at this shit. I'm skipping Smart. I'm going to pick a Volkswagen that I want to. That thing is terrible. Spiker, I'll go for the La Turbi. That's like the only Spiker that I've never unpacked. Actually, I've never unpacked the C8 Prelator before as well. But this just has a cooler, this just has a cooler photo. Moving on to Spiker, Subaru, Cosworth, without a doubt. Need that car, not because I want it, I need it. Suzuki, I've unpacked every single Suzuki. If I could have a full Suzuki collection, I would. It's just that I don't want to. XL7, you know, OGs, remember that thing used to be an ultra rare, right? The only ultra rare Suzuki. Yeah, I mean, I have one choice, so yeah, the Tagora SX, sure. TVR, I would love the Tuscan race car. I would also love the Typhoon. Ooh, which one would I choose though? Tuscan race car. Let's go with Tuscan race car. Ultima, I would go with the sports. It's the coolest photo there. Vauxhall and Opel, I would go with the Cadet. This thing was fantastic. It used to be RQ80 and now it's 86 because Hutch finally realized that off-road is actually really cool. Really useful and also kind of OP. W Motors, yeah, like in Hypersport, it's the only one I'm missing. And Volvo, I'm gonna go for the C30 Polestar. Never unpacked that before. It's gonna be useful. Yeah, I gotta choose one of these now, right? I gotta choose one of these now because I decided to skip on Smart, and I think that was the right call. If I had to choose a Volkswagen that I really wanted to unpack, I mean, or win, I mean, it's a bit of a no-brainer. I'm still not interested in this prize car, but it's useful. So I'll go with the IDR Pikes Peak. And then we're left off with two more brands, right? Zenus, I'm only missing one, so it's the E10S, which I had owned before and I fused away. And Zenvo, I mean, I think it's kind of nice to go for the Aurora, right? We're going to be getting it pretty soon, but if I really want to unpack one right here, right now, the TSR GT is the one that I would go for. Because of the buff that it got in European New Wave, this thing is pretty freaking sick. So I'll go for this one. But that kind of wraps it up, y'all. That's every single car. If I had to pick one from every single brand that I would want to own, with one skip, which I actually spent on Smart. I initially was going to spend it on Volkswagen, like that was already predetermined. But looking at the options from Smart, I just didn't want to go for that. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. And stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night,